It's a beautiful day in Danang today. The weather's cleared up after the most recent typhoon has blown through. So today I want to talk a little bit about what rainy season is really like in Danang. I'll give you a little update after that typhoon. The weather's perfect today, so we're just gonna walk around a bit, go get something to drink. So a lot of people seem to be really worried about rainy season in Danang. I think a lot of people overreact a little bit. So I'll just tell you from my experience living here last year, what it was like, and it's shaping up to be similar to that this year, I think. One thing I do want to show you that I thought was interesting, I'm over here by the market. This whole street used to have probably 7 or 8 big... Dạ, chào chị. Dạ, cho em một tí nha. So the aunties are yelling at me. So there was a bunch of gigantic trees here lining this whole street. It was completely covered. This whole street was super shady. And maybe the day before the storm, they came around, the city workers, they came and cut down all these trees. So I think they were doing that in preparation for the storm to avoid any of the trees falling down. Quay video cho kênh YouTube. Yeah. Chị ơi, có biết tại sao cắt tất cả cây xuống?
Cây lâu năm chặt đi thay cây mới.
À thế á?
Thay cây mới. Cây này lâu năm rồi, chặt đi sợ bão đổ.
Trước bão, đúng không?
Đúng rồi.
À, ok.
Sao biết đi Việt Nam hai đó?
Em sống ở đây 5 năm rồi. Thì
Em người ở đâu?
em là người Mỹ. Dạ.
Qua đi chơi là qua đi dạy học.
Làm việc ở đây.
Có vợ chưa?
Còn ngồi yêu thôi.
Yêu Việt Nam hay người yêu nước ngoài?
Ngồi Việt Nam chứ?
Trời ơi, ngon này.
Yeah, ngồi Việt Nam. Em ở đây mãi mãi.
Mãi mãi không à?
Dạ, chắc là.
Việt Nam em thích không?
Rất thích.
Thích à?
Rất thích, có chứ. Việt Nam.
Việt Nam nha, làm rể Việt Nam mày.
Đúng rồi. Việt Nam là nước tốt nhất ở thế giới. Em nghĩ thế. Em đang quay video về thời tiết ở Đà Nẵng. Mùa mưa đúng không? Có nhiều khách du lịch rất lo lắng đến Đà Nẵng trong khi mùa mưa. Nhưng mà hôm nay
Em làm baby tour du lịch à?
À?
Em làm baby tour du lịch à?
Dạ, quay video về đi du lịch ở Việt Nam cho người nước ngoài.
Năm nay bao nhiêu tuổi rồi?
Em 37, sinh năm 87.
Em tuổi con mèo.
Con mèo, đúng rồi, chính xác.
Mang tuổi con trai đi.
Thế à? Hôm nay trời siêu đẹp đúng không?
Đúng rồi, trời siêu đẹp.
Dạ.
Hôm qua là trời rất xấu.
Dạ, đúng rồi.
Có phải tuổi trẻ.
Em đi uống cà phê nhé. Chào cô, chào chị. Okay, so they were nice. So yeah, so she said the trees are really old. They've been here a long time, so they need to get, I think she said something like the trees, they need to grow new trees, and then before the storm they cut them down so they won't fall. So good, that kind of confirms exactly what I was thinking. So where was I? Okay, so today is just the best day you could ask for. So a sunny day in November and December is gonna be way better than a sunny day in July, for example. It'll be blazing hot in the summertime. So the question is, should you come to Danang during the rainy season? So the reality is it's gonna rain a lot, but you're gonna get some good days here and there for sure. I'm gonna get some orange juice, I think. Yeah, chào chị. Cho em một ly nước cam.
Không đá.
Có đá và không đường. Yeah. Big old juicy oranges. So we get some fresh squeezed orange juice here. And then I'm gonna take it to a different coffee shop and we'll make a little concoction. My secret recipe. So big old glass of orange juice here will be 20K, I think. Less than $1. Fresh squeezed. It's really important that you ask for no sugar. Obviously, a big old glass of orange juice already super sweet, but the standard version, they'll put some, like a scoop of sugar. So always I get everything no sugar. Yeah. Oh, cảm ơn chị. Normally I say no bag to help with the plastic, but today, because I got the camera, probably do need the bag, easier to carry. All right, let's see. We'll try to find a little coffee shop now that I can sit down. Has some good light. See, everybody's so friendly around here. This will work. See if anybody's here yet. Chú ơi, cho cháu đen đá không đường. Dạ. Cảm ơn chú. All right, let me get it back on track here. Okay, so we got a nice coffee here. A little ice on the side. We probably don't even need that. What I'm doing is I'm taking this orange juice and I'm gonna pour some coffee in. So the Vietnamese coffee, super dark and bitter. So when you mix it with anything sweet, it goes together really well. All right, let's see here. Let's just pour that in there. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, I like that. Okay, sorry, back on track. We're talking about rainy season. So there was just a typhoon that came in. It's called Typhoon Tra Mi. So it hit maybe 5 days ago. And it was getting pretty hyped up in the news. Everybody was getting a little worried. It was the first proper big storm of the rainy season. And honestly, it rained super hard, really heavy rain overnight into the next afternoon. Very windy, lots of stuff blowing around. By the late afternoon, the rain had stopped. It kind of cleared up. Over the course of the next couple days, it was pretty steady, really heavy rain at times. And then now it's Friday. It's been beautiful, perfect day all day. So I think it was a little bit overhyped. So in general, this is how the rainy season is going to work. There's going to be a handful of these typhoons, tropical storms that will hit, spread apart, every couple weeks. And when a storm comes in, it's going to be pretty steady, heavy rain for maybe 3-4 days at a time. But then you still get a day like this after it blows past. Then you get sunny blue skies for hopefully 2-3 days at a time. And then see if another storm rolls in. So I saw some predictions that they were expecting like 4 to 6 typhoons to hit during this rainy season, this like October to December, January period in Danang. And so we've just had our first one, and I think that's more than they're expecting than what's typical. So we'll have to see. But this was my experience last year. It was exactly like what I've just witnessed happen over the last week, is that it can rain very heavy for 4 days straight. Downpour rain, and then you'll get 2 sunny days. You can still go to the beach, you can still have a beautiful beach holiday. Most people that are traveling to Danang from around the world, they're coming here for a beach holiday. They want to lay by the beach. The people that have been living in Danang long term, they welcome the rainy season because it's so hot during the summertime. So now is the first time of the year that it cools down. You don't have to blast the AC 24 hours a day. You just have the windows open, you get a nice breeze. And so it's really nice. So here's my advice for people that are coming. So I've had people asking me a lot lately. I heard about this Typhoon Tra Mi, I'm coming late November. Is it worth coming still? What's the damage gonna be like? So number one, these typhoons, they're not like hurricanes. For example, in America, we get these big hurricanes that hit Florida and wreck everything, wreck houses, whole areas get flooded, lots of people dying. It's a big, big, big problem. Here is not a hurricane. It's mostly tropical storms and typhoons that form out in the sea and then they hit the shore. You're mostly looking at heavy rain, very windy, maybe some junk is getting blown around, but it's not dangerous. It's not unsafe to be here. It's definitely gonna ruin your trip if you're only here for 4 days, but it's not like, oh, should I cancel my trip 2 weeks after the storm hit because maybe everything's destroyed? It's not quite like that. It seems like there's two types of people. There's people that come to Danang relatively long term. Maybe they'll come for a month or 3 months. And if that's the case, I don't think you should reschedule your trip or change your plans. If you're here for a month period, even in November, December, you might get 20 days of rain, but you might get 10 days of sunshine. So on average, it's gonna rain heavy for 3-4 days and then you'll get a good day. On the other hand, if you're coming for a 3-4 day period to Hoi An or Danang, it's possible you get rain that entire time and it's gonna mess up your trip. So I think most people are gonna arrive in either Ho Chi Minh or Hanoi. And I think my advice for everybody, what I would do personally, say you're landing in Hanoi, I would book your first couple days there, book 2 nights in a hotel in Hanoi, maybe do a Halong Bay cruise for 2 days, maybe Ninh Binh for a day. As soon as you arrive, you can look at the weather ahead of time. They know if there's a big storm brewing on the way, or if the weather's gonna be regular. Maybe you have some showers during the day, but it's not gonna pour all day long, and you'll get a chance to go to the beach still. So if you see the weather's good, then 5 days out, you can book your flights to Danang and book a couple days in Danang or Hoi An. Another thing that people don't realize is that domestic flights are really cheap and you can buy them just a couple days in advance and they're still gonna be very cheap. I'm going to a wedding in Hanoi tomorrow. I just booked the flights 2 or 3 days ago, so maybe 3-4 days in advance. 1 million each way, about $40 each way, and that's about the cheapest price. So maybe the night before, maybe the day of, the prices go up a bit, but there's so many flights, you're always gonna be able to find really cheap flights domestically. Also, unless it's Tet holiday or a couple local public holidays in Vietnam when everybody around Vietnam is traveling, there's never really a time when a lot of hotels are booked up that you really need to have reservations in advance. So that's just how I would play it. I would kind of wing it. I would book my first couple days in either Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh, take a look at the weather. If it's looking okay, then book that part of your trip a few days out. And if there is a storm coming, then forget about Hoi An and Danang. For a good beach holiday during this time of year, you can't go wrong with Phu Quoc. It's gonna be hot and sunny, blue skies for sure during November and December. So I would just play it by ear. Say you've already booked everything, you can't get out of it, and you're gonna be in Danang while the weather's kind of crappy. There's a couple options you can do still. There's actually an indoor water park called Mikazuki. There's a few different museums. There's a really cool looking museum I've actually never been to, but it's a 3D art museum. It looks very interesting. There's lots of shopping. There's lots of markets that are covered. I feel like you can still make the best out of a trip here and have a good time. Yeah, chào con. So key points, I don't think you need to overreact about rainy season in Danang. It's not as bad as people make it out to be. If you are coming, I hope you get lucky and you get some good weather. And I hope this was helpful. I just wanted to get out of the house today, walk around a little bit, make a quick video. Thanks for watching, subscribe to the channel, catch you in the next one. Peace.